A aloha and welcome to Not Pods, the spirit of sports. Nods YouTube channel, notpods.com coming soon. It's going to be great. This is Uncle Richie coming at you live just past high noon Hawaiian time in the middle of the Pacific Ocean every day. No set schedule yet. But you can look at my streams, my past shows. Got a few original shows and my flagship show, The Spirit of Sports. Once again, welcome. Thank you for listening. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel, Not Pods. You'll notice that the screen is blank because this is not a podcast. This is live internet radio. I'm old school. I'm plus side of 50, and I'm bringing back the way that I grew up, which was radio, listening to games, sports talk, the Beavers, football and basketball with Daryl Lonnie, the Shawns for the Blazers, Rip City. No ducks allowed. I think if you know me by now, you'll know that. And just trying to make a better life for myself. I have a 6-year-old daughter. We do Emalani the Great. If you want to check those episodes out, I do the Grom Squad with kids around the neighborhood. Bring in tourists soon. This is live internet radio, Not Pods. Thanks for joining. This is Thursday, August 17th. We are 3 weeks away from Lions at KC, the kickoff of the NFL season. And although I am a sports talk radio show, I'm pretty much dedicated to the NFL. That's all I'll be doing. If there's big news, like if a Damian Lillard, James Harden, something comes down, I will try to break those when I hear, not break, but pass those on. Major League Baseball, as it gets closer to the playoffs, go Dodgers. But all that all takes a backseat, especially this time of year from now until the Super Bowl. I will probably be 90% NFL. Do love my Beavers. Excited for the football season. But here we are, 21 days and 2 hours until kickoff. And I'm going to tell you, I probably say this every year, and it's such an exciting time, and it might be the most exciting preseason. But I don't remember a year where there's so many question marks and so many teams could be bad and so many teams could be not good and so many free agents and trades and rookies. I will be doing a rookie report later in the week or next week before the season starts. But today I want to do a pretty exciting piece. Old faces in new places. But before we get into that, every show I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself. My name is Uncle Richie. As I said, I have a 6-year-old daughter, and I'm trying to make a better life for us, for all my friends. This is a slow groundswell snowball effect, grassroots marketing. I'm only on YouTube channel right now. I own notpods.com. I will start working on the website soon. It's going to be awesome. A lot of content. But for now, I'm pretty much practicing my craft. I have 39 subscribers, and it's a slow burn. I'm giving myself, hopefully within a year, I will be able to make enough money that I won't have to work. I hate having to be at work at 2:30 or 4:45 on Tuesday. And I hate shoes and socks. This is a slipper type place, Hawaii. So with your help, it's free for now, and it's going to be free on the website as well. But when I get going, when I'm confident enough and I have enough followers, I'm going to ask for a mere 51 cents a month. Probably by next football season. So don't even worry about that. Just if you can help me out, by subscribing, checking out the website. Soon I will let you know when that comes live. That is the plan. 51 cents. And you say, why 51 cents, Uncle Richie? It's because, and I say this every time, I am so over $49.99. Like they think we're fucking idiots. It's $50, bro. Some 1960s marketing scheme to make us feel like, oh, I'm not paying $50 at least, 1 penny less. And I could go 50 cents, but I'm going the opposite. I'm going 51 cents. I'm going to have some swag, some t-shirts with the 51 cents or 2 quarters and a penny, or 5 dimes and a penny, or 6 pennies and 2 nickels and a quarter and 2 dimes, whatever it is. So there's a lot of things I can do with the 51 cents. And if I do get 100,000 or 1 million subscribers, that 1 cent makes a difference. And I'm going to tell you, I don't need a whole lot of money. Anything that I make, if I make enough money for everybody, a lot of it's going to go to charity and helping out my home, children, YWCA, all the great causes. It's always been the dream. And even my friends have always said, Richie, it's kind of up to you one day. And I always knew if I didn't die young, I was going to come up with something great, or be famous, or just do something to help everybody out. I've had 10 failed businesses from t-shirt companies. I actually did the spiritofsports.com back in 2006, but it was a whole different deal. That's why I named my flagship show The Spirit of Sports, in memory of my 06 campaign that pretty much flailed. You know, I was going to write a screenplay. I was going to write a book, everything. And I've always been kind of half-ass, a partier a little bit, and probably partying too much, but I've quit drinking for almost a month now, and I feel very focused, and know this: every waking moment, if I'm not with my kid or golfing or working, I'm watching shows, I'm on the internet, I'm getting content, and hopefully I can have something that I will be proud. Not hopefully, this is going to happen, and I will not stop. If it turns out just to be a hobby and I'm on the radio, on the internet every day, so be it. But it's my dream, it's my goal to make this my career, not have a boss, not have to be at work at a certain time, except for my shows. I will have a schedule. That's my story, Uncle Richie, and I love you all. Thank you so much. So let's get into this. This is Thursday, August 17th. A mere 3 weeks, 21 days, and 1 hour and 40 some minutes until kickoff of the NFL season, the beloved time of year when my poor girl Emalani becomes an NFL orphan. But it's okay. It's only 7 a.m. till 1 p.m. over here, and I can tape the Sunday night game. So it's not terrible. Let's get right into it, though. Thursday, August 17th. The Spirit of Sports, brought to you by notpods.com, coming soon, and Notpods on my YouTube channel. These 26 old faces in new places that will have, I believe, a huge impact on their new teams. So these are guys that either got traded, picked up, free agency, coaching changes. And as I did, and I will continue to do, I'm going to go AFC, North, South, East, West, and then NFC. Actually, it's NFC first. So NFC, North, South, East, West. Then AFC, North, South, East, West. Start with the NFC North. New old faces in new places. Detroit Lions bring on David Montgomery. After a very solid career in Chicago, surprised that they let him go to a division rival, I believe was free agency. But they let DeAndre Swift go to bring in the rookie Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery. And I think he's going to have a huge part of this offense. To believe that much that you can let a DeAndre Swift go. Great year last year, David Montgomery. So we will see what happens. The whole running back thing, on a side note, it is just weird. I just don't understand how they don't see the value in the guy that takes all the pressure off the quarterback, has to block, catch the ball, and run. I just don't understand. But that's down the road. I got a call right now. I'm going to give a text. My boss. Got to figure out babysitter for the weekend. Anyway, David Montgomery. First on my list. Old faces and new places. Doing the NFC North. Let's go to Chicago. 2 of them. DJ Moore. One of my favorite transactions of any team. I think this guy is going to be huge. Never really had a great quarterback situation. And you might say he still doesn't, but I think Fields takes a big jump up. He was running for his life last year. Not a whole lot of weapons, really. And, the learning curve and the process and everything we hear in camp and even his first preseason game, I really think that he's going to make a huge leap. And DJ Moore might be, I think, top 5 yards and catches. Big play guy, strong, great route runner. I think he's going to have a huge year. And I think him and Justin Fields, it's like Stafford and Kupp or A.J. Brown and Hurts. I really believe that. Then you add Dante Foreman to the backfield as well. Guy's a bruiser. And I got the Bears. I got them 8-9, 9-8 over the 7.5. And I think those 3 guys, Fields, DJ Moore, Dante Foreman, bring back Claypool with a full off season. I really think that that's a huge pickup. Let's go to the NFC South. Derek Carr. Huge chip on the shoulder. The Raiders made his wife cry because they released him over Christmas. It was made official. Just asked him to leave the building the last 2 years. It's just such a weird situation. And he put in his heart and soul to that team. And for them to treat him like that, and I think that he's in a great situation. Defensive head coach. But got great weapons. And along with another old face in a new place, Jamal Williams led the league in TDs last year. And Kamara with a 3 weeks on the bench for the fight. Benjamin out. That guy, I think he can take up the slack for sure. Kendry Miller. But I think Derek Carr looked great in his preseason, looking great in camp. I don't put a whole lot on preseason at all. But when I do see, good, nice plays and nice drives, and it does mean something. So I think Derek Carr, sleeper in fantasy too, should go for 4,000 yards and 30 touchdowns. And I think unproven coach, even beyond unproven, has not been great. Defensive-minded coaches usually don't work too well in this offensive age. But I think that is a great pickup. The Raiders already gave away his old number. It's just such a disrespect. That's just such a Raider. That's why I can't stand them now. It's just Mark Davis. Get a fucking haircut, bro. Alfalfa. Just so disrespectful, dysfunctional, disreputable. Did I say disrespectful? Fuck them. How about Miles Sanders? Pretty good years with Philly. A little bit of injury bug, but that should shore up the Carolina backfield. Chuba Hubbard still there. with a CMC departure to the Niners. I think Miles Sanders, if he can stay healthy, great out of the backfield, catching the ball, decent between the tackles. So another big name in a new place. Rookie quarterback, can lean on him a little bit. I'm questionable about the rookie quarterback, just the size thing. We'll see. And finally, Baker Mayfield. Oh my goodness. Trying to win the starting job over Kyle Trask. Looked pretty good, but just the arrogance, and from day one, number one overall pick, I don't think you can give the keys to your franchise to a guy like that. Johnny Manziel's and the Jameis Winstons. It's just, I always thought that was kind of weird and kind of shady. But we'll see. Everybody gets a second, third chance. It'll be his fourth team in 3 years. He did have that great drive when he'd been with the Rams for about a day and a half to beat the Raiders 98 yards, which I thought was hilarious. Baker, what say you? I say, but one way or the other, it'll be an impact. And we'll know. I think this is the year we'll know, is he a perennial backup with a clipboard, or is he possibly a semi-franchise guy and maybe start for a couple more years, or does he just go to the booth and keep making commercials? Onward, NFC East. Old faces and new places. I think 2 huge pickups for the Eagles, DeAndre Swift and Rashad Penny. 1-2 punch. Swift is looking great for the Lions to give him up. You know, that's how much they think about, David Montgomery, I guess, and Jahmyr Gibbs. But I love DeAndre Swift. If he can stay healthy, strong, powerful, can catch the ball out of the backfield. Rashad Penny, 2 guys with questionable health in the past. But when a guy goes to a division rival, you know, that's 2 games, especially, that an extra chip on the shoulder. And I think running backs this year in general is going to be a chip on the shoulder. You don't want to pay us? You'll see. This could be the year that they swing the whole feeling about them. Let's get our money back. Let's show the NFL, let's show these teams how valuable we are. I think it might be the year of the running back. Running hard, and they're going to get used, you know, because teams thought is change the narrative on the running back, and the team's owners thought is we'll give them the ball 350 times and we won't give them a second contract. They got their rookie contract and we'll draft another rookie. And they're irreplaceable, or they're very replaceable. Some guys, I believe, are not. Some guys you need, like Jonathan Taylor, just give him a couple extra $1 million and get him in camp with your rookie quarterback. It boggles my mind. I know it's a hard cap league, and the money, you got to spread it out, but there's always, they find a way somehow. Say, we can't do it. Look at Zach Martin for Dallas. Oh, we need all the money. Oh, okay, well, let's pay him when we see the Eagles pass rush. Yeah. Giants pass rush coming in. Washington D-line. You think you can make the money, Jerry? I don't understand why Jerry Jones is behind the mic all the time. It's the only owner like that, Jim Irsay. It's the only 2 guys you ever even hear a peep from, and he's every fucking week. And the older he gets, the more babble it is. So back to the NFC East. Brandon Cooks, Cowboys. Could be old, could be nothing, or could be comeback player of the year. Could be huge. If Gallup's healthy, CeeDee Lamb, up and rising, top 3 to 5 receiver in the league. Dak, all the offseason stuff, and they're making such a big deal about interceptions. He's under a microscope hard. But Brandon Cooks could bring that whole offense together. And finally in the East, Darren Waller. Another, I think, top 3 candidate for comeback player of the year. I think he's going to be Daniel Jones' best friend between, a young quarterback that just got his money, but still unproven, a tight end and a running game is a Daniel Jones type's best friend. I'm really high on Waller this year. Of course, the injury bug, you can say that about every single player in the NFL if they stay healthy. And every single play, they're risking their lives. Guys get concussions, guys break their neck, guys get paralyzed. A guy died on the field, and I've said somebody could die from a hit, not just a heart attack. I mean, the players are that fast and that strong, and it's that scary. So you can say that about anybody, about the health. But there's guys that when health has been a question and they get that moniker and that stigma on them, then it's even more of a question. So Darren Waller, if that guy can stay healthy, I really see a breakout season. Onward, NFC West. It's pretty much repeat of last year. Wash, rinse, repeat. I don't see one new place, old face type of guy. Of course, I'm not, like I said, I'm sticking to fantasy type players and quarterbacks and weapons. I don't have time to get into offensive line and defensive guys, and just there's only so much time in the day. I do have to work. I got my kid. But this is as far as weapons, offensive side of the ball. The NFC West is same old from last year. A lot of it is health. Sam Darnold, I guess. And he might be pushed into action depending on Purdy's health. And, could be the next Steve Young, according to Shanahan, but he's maybe honorable mention, but I can't really mention him. Everybody else is pretty locked up, the same couple rookies, but that's going to do it for the NFC. On to the AFC. This is Uncle Richie, the spirit of sports, brought to you by notpods.com, coming soon, and the YouTube channel, Not Pods. This is not a podcast. This is live internet sports talk radio. That's why the screen is blank, if you notice, because this is radio style. And to let you know, any of my interviews, I do have the camera on. So if you want to go to Emalani the Great, Grom Squad, Talk Story with Uncle Richie, all of those will have camera if you want to see what I look like and how it's going over here. Some pictures. I will have a lot of content on the website when it comes up. But when we do the spirit of sports, it's going to be internet radio. That's why the screen is covered, for those of you wondering. Let's head over to the AFC North. Couple really big ones. OBJ, start in the North, AFC North. OBJ, team up with Rashad Bateman and the rookie Zay Flowers, joystick. Dante Hall said, you know what? I was the human joystick. He can have joystick, which was pretty cool. But getting a lot of praise in camp, saying he's somewhat unguardable. The rookie. What a great guy to have as a mentor. OBJ, I really he was pretty immature and did some wacky and dumb stuff. And I wasn't quite sure his respect factor. I knew he had the work ethic and the talent, but I really like how he's matured in this league and what he is now. And it's a true vet, a lot of experience, and helped the Rams, huge part of that Rams Super Bowl run. So I really believe that's like a top 5 pickup. Old faces in new places. Allen Robinson. Pretty damn good with the Jags. 4 or 5 great years in Chicago, 111 receptions one year. And then the Rams fall off a cliff, almost Russell Wilson-ish. Was that an outlier, or is that his career trajectory now? So another guy has 85 catches and 1,200 yards and 7 touchdowns. That's a guy that could be comeback player of the year. Or is he just over his prime and done. It's funny how the hill can be so low, and then it's just over the hill in the NFL can happen in a season, can happen in a week. And these guys, you just don't know. Haven't heard a whole lot of Robinson from camp. I think he's solid. So that's a new place at see what happens. AFC South, Calvin Ridley tearing up camp. Year and a half off. By the way, if you want to gamble NFL players, don't bet on the NFL and walk across the street to McDonald's. It's just, I think it's pretty dumb. You can gamble on NCAA, NHL, NBA, but not from inside. You can walk through that door and go across the street and gamble all you want, but come inside here. We're gonna fine you and suspend you if you bet a horse race. I mean, I kind of understand, but NFL's in bed with gambling. Vegas, DraftKings. It's almost like trying to fight a war with a blanket as your front line instead of a wall. Something I don't know what the analogy is, but it just seems off. Anyway, Calvin Ridley back. Rust factor. I think Rust-Oleum is going to not be an issue. Couple coats of Rust-Oleum, that guy. Size, speed, route running. Alabama receiver, almost every one of them is good to great. And with that QB, that could be another comeback player of the year with Mr. Sunshine, pretty boy. At QB could be fast friends targets wise. So keep an eye on Calvin Ridley. D-Hop going to Tennessee with Tannehill. Great run game. Who's he got on the other side? Oh, yeah, Treylon Burks, a little bit banged up. Westbrook Akine, Moore, Okonkwo. Not a huge fan of the wide receiver room, so he'll probably get a little more of the attention from the defenses. But is he still a top 5, top 10 guy? He's being way overlooked. Nobody talks about Tennessee hardly at all, and this is when we talk about everybody. I'm very curious about Tennessee. 7.5 in Vegas. I have them at 7.10 or 8.9. That's a no-toucher for me. I just don't know. Tannehill to D-Hop, what if that's just the 10-touchdown combo, 1,500 yards? It's possible. With that run game, got to bring 8 in the box. I think Henry still has another good year or two. One of the biggest question marks there is. From floor to ceiling for D-Hop, the floor could be low, the ceiling could be sky high. And no one's talking about him. Probably talk about chip on the shoulder. Let's go down to Houston. Robert Woods and Dalton Schultz, rookie QBs and tight ends, security blanket style. Robert Woods, true vet. He'll be great in that locker room. Defensive head coach D'Amico Ryans. I really like what he's doing, and sounds like he gets huge respect and great coach, but we shall see. That's 2 faces. 2 old faces in a new place should make a difference. Elijah Woods, Cleveland. Oh, yes, he's on the north, but I snuck him in late. Cleveland, over from the Jets, didn't like his output, didn't like his production, didn't like his usage, asked for a trade. Goes to Cleveland. Amari Cooper, you ever hear him say anything? I don't even think in interviews that he says much. He's comparing himself and Woods to Torrey Holt and Isaac Bruce from The Greatest Show on Turf. You know, it's one of those when E.F. Hutton talks, people listen. Amari Cooper, if he has something to say, I'm going to listen. He's killing it in camp. Elijah Woods, quarterback, can't even hardly say his name. It's so sad and frustrating for, as far as a man and a human, the way that guy has treated women, and they just give him $260 million guaranteed, fuck up the whole quarterback market. So I don't like talking about that guy much, but he's going to need some Rust-Oleum too. But Elijah Woods, old face in a new place. Let's go on. We have two more divisions. AFC East, obviously. The number one. The only two, really. Well, I have one Buffalo Bill, but two huge AFC East acquisitions. And you know who it is. Probably the biggest one in the whole offseason. Aaron Rodgers. Watching some Hard Knocks. His O-line is the only question mark, and that's a huge question mark. It's a big what if. But, you know, when you get one of the top 10 quarterbacks of all time in his 19th year, and he's so excited to be there. Telling you. Oh, I just got my first ever chat. Eli. I'm going to give him back. Thanks, cousin. He said, good stuff, Uncle Richie. Keep it up, brother. Thanks, cousin. My first live chat. Woohoo! All right. I'm making strides, people. This is, like I said, this is a slow process. I'm more practicing my craft right now. First live chat. Love you. All right, Eli, that is so cool. Good stuff, Uncle Richie. Keep it up, brother. I will, and I am. And just one thing like that. When Dustin called me the other day, said, Richie, I listened to it and just that I'm so proud of you. And one or two things like that, it just keeps me going. So back to Aaron, when you get the number, top 10 quarterback of all time, and he's so happy to be there and so disgruntled, talking retirement and all this weird ayahuasca, and I've been immunized and all this weird shit, didn't want to hang out with the rookies and didn't want to be a mentor. Then you get him, and he has such a great attitude. And I've talked before about how proud I am of his change of attitude. If he can stay upright, I mean, no matter what, you just got to go 3-step drop and get rid of the ball. Whatever it's going to take, you got to shore up that line. I don't know if there's a trade in the process, but whatever it is, keep him upright. Dalvin Cook, another one of those running back is weird situations, gets $8 million with incentives, possibly, which seems like they're paying linemen $20 million. And it took him a month to sign him. And he's top 5 running back in the league still. And the Vikings said, we'll go with Alexander Madison. We'll go with Alexander Madison and just let a guy go. Get nothing. Try to trade him. Tyson Chandler, Ngongwu, McBride. He just trips me out. I kind of hope in a way that it just flails on a couple of these teams and they realize these guys deserve the money. And for fantasy too, I mean, running back, anytime I've done great, it's been led by a great running back. And you can pick Justin Jefferson first and Tyreek Hill fifth and Chase. But if you have a super stud running back, it's just the glue. And I think that's the same. You got to run the ball to be able to pass the ball. Damian Harris, Buffalo. Loved him last couple years in New England. Probably a little underused, but can catch the ball a little bit. Power runner, decent in the pass blocking game. With a young James Cook ahead of him, that could be a breakout, semi-breakout. I could see 700-800 yards, 6, 8, 10 touchdowns. Damian Harris. Loved him in New England. So 2021, him and Jonathan Taylor and Najee Harris won my 15-leaguer. Out west, AFC, Jimmy G is about all I got. Everything else is pretty much status quo. Chiefs stand pat, and it doesn't really matter who they get. They just plug in whoever. Chargers, rookie, but Broncos, P. Ryan could be an honorable mention. Actually, Javonte Williams' health, I don't really have P. Ryan there, but he could be an honorable mention. But Jimmy G, a huge, huge one. It's always about health. It's about Josh Jacobs. Because they got Amir Abdullah and Brandon Bolden, Zamir White. I think you need Josh Jacobs. Maybe you pay a guy. Maybe there's certain guys you pay. Do you think? Mark Davis, another dumbass move. But Jimmy G, health always. A decent wide receiver room. Got Austin Hooper over. But decent. And, Devontae Adams, I think that guy's going to be great, whoever's under center. Even though he's a little disgruntled. But Jimmy G out of the West is the biggest news. Old face in new place. So that's it for the players. There are, they say between 6 to 8 new jobs every year, 5 new jobs this year. Sean Payton, with little controversy, we're gonna go to Sean Payton in just a second. I'm gonna finish on one of my favorite stories of the preseason so far. Shane Steichen comes over, offensive coordinator of the Eagles, comes over to the Colts and promptly names AK-15 or AR-15. Anthony Richardson names him the starter, not for just week 1, but for the season. And I love that. Throw him in the deep end of the pool. Sink or swim. And if you sink, Peyton Manning threw 28 interceptions his rookie year. And I just heard a great story, Marshall Faulk. Every time Peyton threw an interception, because he started game 1 from his rookie year, they said, fuck it. Throw him into the fire. Every time he threw a pick, he would come to the sideline, Marshall Faulk said. And Peyton would go, dang, I didn't think he could get there. And after about 7 or 8 or 10 of these, Marshall Faulk said, you know what? This is the NFL. They can get there. They're always going to get there. So that's a learning curve. 28 interceptions as a rookie, 25 touchdowns as well. But from 28 interceptions to a statue. So I like Steichen on that. I think Jonathan Gannon's, he's against the biggest 8-ball. Defensive coach with Colt McCoy, because your QB is 1, pretty much kind of a dumbass, and 2 hurt, and 3 small. Not super stoked on the weapons. Not super stoked. James Conner, sleeper in fantasy. Rondale Moore, Hollywood Brown, Dortch, Pascal, Ertz. I see him winning 4 or 5 games max. So that guy, what kind of leash is he going to have? Bidwells are weird. So Peyton, Steichen, Gannon, Frank Reich should be great. Carolina, rookie QB. We'll see. O-line, kind of questionable. But that guy should be fine. Then DeMeco Ryans, very respected, well-respected, great leadership, defensive coach with a rookie quarterback, though. We shall see. So there we go. That's my 26 old faces in new places. But I do want to run this Sean Payton quote. Let's listen to what he had to say, and then I love how, dude. I love how Garrett Wilson kind of shamed him, or what do you call him when you do that online? I don't have all the lingo down. I have some, but here's what Peyton had to say, and then we'll see. I'll tell you about Garrett Wilson.
Hopefully, you want to see guys that are playing full speed and they know what to do, and you're able to evaluate them versus a different scheme. We've been seeing the same offense or defense, so now we see a different opponent. I want to see 10 guys in the field. I don't want to see uniforms off after we're done playing, sunglasses on, Gilligan's hats on, interviews during the game. That's what I don't want to see.
I don't want to see Gilligan hats, and I don't want to see sunglasses in interviews during the game. This is shaping up to be the huge rivalry after what he said about what a terrible job Nathaniel Hackett did. And it's the parents that let it happen. It's not just Russell Wilson's fault, all that. And then Rodgers comes back with the leave my coach's name out of your mouth. And he comes up with this, and he wants him to be focused, and I'm going to be a tight ass. And what does Garrett Wilson do? The very next game, sideline of the game, during the game, doing an interview with big ass sunglasses and a big ass Gilligan's bucket hat. And I forget, is that catfishing or whatever it is? Trolling. One of the best trolls ever. I fucking love it. Garrett Wilson, you're the man. Sean Payton, kind of put your foot in your mouth. That kind of disrespect doesn't really fly, and it's not the NFL way from what I know. So I love that Garrett Wilson, just the bucket hat and the glasses. It's hilarious. After week 5, and who was saying? I think it was Schrager on Good Morning Football. The Super Bowl is going to be great, but week 5 is the game. Or it might have been Kyle Brandt, one of those two guys. Week 5 is the game. Rivalries make it go, and just a little bit of off-field banter can just form a huge rivalry. So that's going to be something to look forward to. Thank you so much for joining me. The Spirit of Sports on notpods.com coming soon. And my YouTube channel, NotPods. Please watch and sign up and subscribe. I love you. And remember, every time I'm going to sign off with this. Life is short. We don't know what tomorrow brings. Just go out there and be the best person you can and love others and forgive others. But mostly, just love yourself. Don't be too hard on yourself. Stress kills. Stress causes heart attack. Stress causes lack of sleep. Stress causes your teeth to fall out and your hair to fall out. Stress is a killer. So water off a duck's ass. Don't take yourself too serious. And, some things, it just seems like the end of the world, but it always turns out okay, or you die. I'm trying to be a better person myself. I'm way too judgmental. I'm way too pissed off, way too stressed, and I'm really working on it. I'm reading a nice book, higher consciousness book, and serenity now. So just go out there and be the best you can. We're all in this together. We're all connected somehow. I love you. Thank you so much. Hui ho.